Holmes, I don't understand. Why do you care so much about this business with the mines?
Why don't you just follow my lead, Watson, and you might understand. Hello everybody, the Ryeman here, coming to you with another episode, or 2, or 3, or even more of Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. So, we have been here at the Doncaster station. We discovered that there was this male of Mexican descent who was here in the waiting hall smoking this really high brand of Mexican cigars. As we can see here in the evidence, Ricardo Turrent, expensive cigars of excellent quality. Apparently he spent a few days here, which would imply he does have business here. Whether or not this is connected to the missing train mystery is yet to be determined, but we are going to find out. We're going to head to the beach in order to uncover more clues. I've gotten a bit more insight with everything that's happened on what might have happened, but whether we actually come to a viable conclusion is anybody's guess. Really, we're just approaching this with the sense of a true detective. That's the important thing. We think like a detective.
Here we are at the beach that is located near the quarry and Doncaster station. It doesn't look like a very good place to rest.
No, it does not. So the real question is it possible the train was taken here? Oh.
These traces were made by a carriage. Look.
So it wasn't just some regular automotive.
The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep.
A heavy vehicle.
The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches.
And the distance between the tracks at the mines was about 4 feet 8 inches. So what we saw at the mines was more of like a regular automobile, but this is a carriage or something of really heavy magnitude. These look like hooves, actually. Where's the stone?
The vehicle pressed this stone into the ground. It would have been quite heavy. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials.
A truck, huh? Interesting. So the vehicle here was 6 feet 7 inches. That one was a small truck. So we're having traces in both areas. Very interesting. Now the question is the actions at the mines connected to this?
An advertisement for lake cruises.
Doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd want to go on a cruise. Little porta potty action right here. Always switching over to my Sherlock sense, as I like to call it. Could there be anything in the trees? Wander off the beaten path a little bit here. A refuse?
This place was abandoned fairly recently. An abandoned gypsy caravan.
Well, I think we found our vehicle. Kind of looks like... Stop getting stuck on stuff, dude. Kind of looks like it might be the same size. It definitely looks heavy enough. Question is, why was it abandoned? Unless they already did what they needed to do here. Oh, there's a shoe.
Observing the coastline and the moored boats, we are able to see that the lake's water level dropped. The lake has flooded the quarry. The dam was probably breached.
So if anything was done at the quarry, we wouldn't know. Any evidence would have been dissipated. Refuse left on the sand. A metal plate. Oh, a metal label. What's this? Las Zarpas.
A label with the name Las Zarpas.
Zapas. Search the archives to discover its meaning. Looks like we finished inspecting the beach for everything that we could. Really, the only thing of value is that this little amulet or whatever, this little emblem. So let's see, what have we discovered here? We discovered an abandoned caravan with refuse that was dragged over here, that came over here. I mean, there's remnants of refuse here at the coastline. And then the water level dropped. I'm trying to think about this as, like, smart as I can. It's hard, though. There's so much evidence to keep in mind all at once. A Las Zapas label. What would I look at? Wouldn't be botany, wouldn't be medicine. History? Oh, here it is. Las Zapas. Barge transportation. The Las Zapas barges are leaders in heavy goods transportation. The Las Zapas label belongs to the Mexican consortium Caracao, who cover shipping, electricity services, and mining. Wait a minute. This must be connected to the mines because they cover shipping and mining. They were at the mines. We found evidence that they were at the mines, if I recall correctly. Or at least I think the mines were owned by them at one point. And now we have this Las Zarpas label here on the beach, which also belongs to the Caracao.
Here it is.
Trying to figure this out here. Weekall sold the mines to Barcasis Company despite the initial deal with the Caracao Company. Oops. Barges. The Mexicans had recently utilized barges at the lake probably to transport something very heavy. Could it have been Mr. Robinson's artifact, perhaps? Well, we can't do anything with this. I kind of just... I mean, the game doesn't punish me for getting a bunch of incorrect answers there. Although there's probably a hidden score. So I just do that. Do that willy-nilly. Alright, so the only place I can think of that we need to go is Evesham. We need to check around there because there's a switch or a switching point. And I love the frame drops. I love the frame drops whenever we're transporting between these two areas.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Follow my lead, Watson. This is why you're the sidekick. Oops. Don't follow my lead, Watson. I clearly have no idea where I'm going. Here's the evidence from earlier.
A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train.
Bottle. Yeah, that was... That's strange.
railway sleep. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground.
Alright, so examine the side railway branch that leads to the quarry at the station located between Chesterfield and Easham. Wait, I have to go back here? Apparently I didn't examine it hard enough if it's still up there. God, those frame drops are beautiful. I dropped like 50 frames. Gotta figure out where the switch is. It has to be around here somewhere. The thing is telling me to examine the side railway branch that leads to the quarry at the station located between Chesterfield and Easham. It's here. It's somewhere around here. Maybe I went the wrong direction. Maybe I have to go this way. Please don't do that. Ah, here it is.
This railway branch should lead to the quarry. Let us take a look. The switch is rusted, but it still works.
Alright, so can we go this way?
The rail is rusted and looks old, but the railway is still usable.
So it's not out of the question that the train could have turned here. I mean, the guy is clearly not passionate about his job, so maybe he wouldn't have missed this. What?
The railway ends here. That is strange.
Wait a minute. Didn't we have an example of missing railway tracks? I swear, I think we did. Binge drinking, used tools. We found used tools at Chesterfield Station. There's something that doesn't sit right in me. In me, with me. Although I did not... Are there any passengers got off that particular? You don't say. Don't ever get peace around here. I'm reading this really quickly to see. Some workers came here and borrowed them from me. The dirty tools. Wanted to lift the edge of the railway of one of the stations on the line so the water wouldn't come in too close. These are the railways that were lifted, right? So whoever they were came here and lifted these railway tracks. There had to have been another reason now. If they weren't from the company. Let's take one last look at that really quickly here. Wanted to lift the edge of the railway of one of the stations on the line so the water wouldn't come in too close. Didn't seem to be from the company. They weren't English. So they had to be either the Chileans or the Mexicans who did that. Wait a minute. That means that they were there at the Chesterfield station. Isn't the Chesterfield station the same station where they got the guy station master drunk? Couldn't he have been so intoxicated to where, they had access to all this shit? Not to mention the fact that, The telegram. The telegram that we got. We got it from Chesterfield Station, but is really horribly made. It could be made by an intoxicated person, or it could be made from somebody who isn't very familiar with the dialect. So it could be somebody who's not very good at English, which could also divert our attention to the Chileans or the Mexicans. Alright, now we should be able to go to Evesham. Very interesting. So we can make a deduction here. The train could have been sunk in the flooded quarry. Train cannot be sunk in the flooded quarry because the old railway that leads there is missing some rails. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go through all of these. In order to keep the evidence in our favor, it would say that it could not have been sunk. I'm gonna have to reorganize all of that if I want to come to the right conclusion, because I feel like some of the things that I have there are probably mistakes. Alright, so we need to find a switch. There has to be a switch around here. That will let us divert the train tracks. Shut up! Shut up, doggy. I'm trying to do some investigative work here. Huh, where is it?
Holmes, are we on the same track as the flooded quarry?
Wait a minute.
I'm always wondering.
You said something interesting there. Are we on the same track as the flooded quarry? Could have been very easy for them to redirect the tracks to sink the train. What the hell? Where is this? I mean, where is the thing that we need to find here at Evesham? Maybe if we talk to the station manager.
The entire train has disappeared.
Nope. Watson, don't play. Okay. I was expecting him to block me for a second there. Examine the side railway branch at Evesham. I'm looking around, but I don't see a side railway branch anywhere.
The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here.
I'm so confused. Can't find that side railway branch anywhere. I feel like I'm running in circles, really. It's such a small area to wander around, and there's nothing. Gosh, oops. Got a random pop-up. Anything in here?
A telegraph.
take one last look on this side. There's absolutely nothing around here to show a side railway branch. Alright, let's go back to Bridlington. We need to kind of look around for the Mexican Caracal guy. The mystery is being compounded with further mysteries. Ooh!
I will not. It's a scandal. Don't touch any.
Is there anything I'm missing here? I am so uncertain of where to go. I feel like maybe we've reached the maximum number of clues, but we couldn't have because we still need to find some people. So where could we have gone? Well, let's go back at Doncaster. Maybe we have to finish our work at Doncaster before we can go to the next side branch.